Thank you very much for joining me and checking out this video. I'm making this because of a real-life event that happened a couple of days ago. I was awoken at about 5 a.m. to that strange sound on the phone. If you have the eBay app on your phone, it's kind of like a wobbly sound where I know it's not a sale. It's either some sort of message or a return, something like that. Well, anyway, for whatever reason, this one got to me. I was waking up anyway. I looked at the phone, but I couldn't really make out what I was reading. But I did see it was a return request. So instantly, because I just don't get returns, my heart started pounding. I'm like, I have to check this out. So reluctantly, I got out of bed, went downstairs to my office, and I will show everybody everything that's involved here on a screenshot kind of a situation once I'm done with this. But I just wanted to basically preface the video by saying, to me, it's very important for us as eBay sellers to guard and back up our reputation when it comes to eBay, specifically around the feedback, bad feedback, just making sure that that's maintained to the best of our ability. But I think having 100% or as close as possible to it definitely helps just in general. It looks good. I think it adds a layer of confidence to a potential buyer's decision making. If there's true like products, maybe they go that extra second and take a look to see what the feedback looks like on a buyer. I know I do that when I buy things on eBay. Well, anyway, this was a really bizarre situation. Basically, I got a return on a print ad, something I've never had. I had one return a couple of years ago that I think I've mentioned on the channel before, and probably a live show. So that is pretty much, I think that's the only print ad return I've ever had. I've never had, knock on wood, a postcard return. These just aren't the sort of items that are typically returned. Well, anyway, this one I did get a return on. I want to kind of discuss in the screenshots when I show everybody the comments. I had a series of messages back and forth with this buyer, but it just goes to show, and that was the point of this video, that I think it's worth, like I said, protecting yourself, maintaining your reputation, and in this case, actually educating a newer buyer as to, exactly what the process is with eBay. So without any hesitation, let's go back. I'll start showing you some screenshots and I'll let you know the story. Alrighty, here we are on my eBay screen, and this is the message that woke me up at 5 o'clock with that disturbing sound. And you can see he opened up a return. Return reason doesn't match description or photos vis-a-vis an INAD item not as described. Terrible. The worst of all returns that you can receive, from eBay's perspective anyway. And this is the key element here. Look at the comments. The item is listed as an ad for the Gap with a picture of Dizzy Gillespie. Correct, sir, correct. It's exactly what it is and exactly what you bought. The item sent was a torn-out page from a magazine. It was actually delicately cut out. I'm completely not satisfied, and I am returning the item and expect a full refund. Well, needless to say, this got my blood going even more, because it seems to me, right in the initial comment on the return, he basically says the obvious, right? The item is listed as an ad for the Gap with a picture of Dizzy Gillespie, which is exactly what it is. That's what he bought. Well, here's what I did. I took a deep breath. I responded in a message to the buyer. Calmly and professionally, I wrote the buyer. Good morning, David. His name is David. You could see over the words sold in the picture. I blocked out the user's name just for privacy. So I said, good morning, David. I saw your return request come through. You state you were buying an ad for the Gap with Dizzy Gillespie on it, and that's exactly what you received. Please refer to all the details of the advertisement on the listing, and I attached a copy of the details on the listing. I'm curious to know what you were expecting other than what you bought. Please let me know. Thanks. So as you see, I kind of handled it, bit my tongue. I know the temptation is to scream and yell and say you're a moron, and trust me, that was my inclination. But I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I paused and tried to figure out along with him what the heck he was talking about, because it just seemed to contradict. He was saying I bought an ad and I got an ad and I'm not satisfied. That's how it seemed to me anyway. And now let's see how David replied. David replies, to whom it may concern, immediately establishing a tone, by the way. I was expecting a picture of Dizzy Gillespie in a Gap ad. Not a torn out, almost a vulgar statement, because you know how wonderfully my ads are taken out with precision and trimmed and presented in a perfect manner. But anyway, he writes torn out to try to get his emphasis on the fact that he's dissatisfied, unsatisfied, and reiterates again he's unsatisfied in the process of returning it. Time for another deep breath, folks. David, says I, this is a picture of Dizzy Gillespie in a Gap ad, and it's exactly as vividly described in the listing. Sad to hear you're completely unsatisfied. but you bought a magazine ad for The Gap featuring Dizzy Gillespie. I'm not trying to be sarcastic at this point either. I'm genuinely trying to figure out what he expected versus what he received, because he seems to be, at least, and you could tell me in the comments below if you disagree with me or you can see his point of view. He's just saying he's dissatisfied as if he expected something else, but he won't tell me what he expected. He just keeps saying, I expected a picture of Dizzy Gillespie in a Gap ad, and that's what he got. Let's continue. David now tells me, and I'm returning it. It's not what the ad implied, and I am sure you are aware of it. Let me take you over to the description for this print ad, which is basically the same description I have on all of my print ads, of which I've sold thousands of them for 5-6 years at this point. And you tell me if I'm implying anything different than the fact that you're buying a print ad. Well, here it is, the item specifics and my personal description for this ad. And you can see right at the top where it says item specifics, there's all your details, type of advertising, print ad. Now, those of us who do eBay for a while, especially those of you who follow my channel and have watched, the numerous live listing shows I've done, we're familiar with this piece of it all, looking at the description and the specifics. This buyer admits later, to give you a little hint, that he was not quite as well versed with eBay, and that's fine. I think that kind of falls on eBay to an extent that maybe they're not doing all they can to put this kind of stuff, these specifics, right up front and make it apparent to a buyer. I think they're just really focused on pricing and pictures as your main thing in a title. But anyway, obviously it's a print ad. There's all the descriptions. It even says taken from a February 1990 issue of Rolling Stone. I get very detailed, as you see. And this is a reflection of, the same sort of detail you'd see on any one of my print ads for sale. At this point, I'm starting to make typos. That's how aggravated I'm becoming. I write back, I welcome the return. I have no ID. It's supposed to be idea. What you thought was implied whatsoever. Please refer to the detailed title, description, category of the listing and let me know what you were expecting. Again, I've asked to please let me know what he was expecting because I don't understand it. He's not articulating in any way, shape, or form what is different from what he received. Clearly, you'll see the one and the same, and then I apologize for the typo as well. And this is kind of where the ice begins to melt with David. It's obvious at this point that he's read the description, all the details that I provided that I just showed you guys in the video. And he goes, thanks for the explanation, but I'm not satisfied with the item. I'll be returning it. I appreciate you responding as quickly as you did, and I apologize for any negative remarks that I might have made regarding the experience. And there you go. That's obviously the ice has melted. And this also brings me to the second point. This was a two-pronged attack that I was woken up to. The first one was this return, but even worse, a negative feedback. Something I never get. All right, and now this is the point where things start going my way and turning into a more positive light, thank goodness. Because he had apologized for any negative remarks that he had made previously, which I hoped and assumed included the negative feedback that he left me in conjunction with this return request, I go in and I say, I'm sorry for any confusion. Would you please consider removing the negative feedback you left for this item? Hopefully everybody knows there is an opportunity for us to request a revision. I don't know the exact amount you're able to do at any given period of time, but it said that it was eligible for a revision request. I definitely recommend you ask the buyer first, like I did right here. Make sure that you get their okay, because we ultimately, as the seller, have to send them a request to revise it. Assuming that they will go ahead and honor your request for a revision, then you can go and do the actual revision on eBay. If anybody needs a hand with how to do that, let me know and I'll make a separate video for it. But as you can see, he did say, please send the revision, I'll change it. He again says it's not what he's expecting. I'm dying to know what he did expect. But the good news is he did turn around and change his negative to a positive. A few minutes after I sent the request, David was kind enough to do the revision for me. I got notified by eBay in the messaging system, and you could see it right here. Original feedback was that negative, and you could see he revised it to a positive, and he put a nice comment too. There appears to be a misunderstanding with the description of the item on my part. Crucial right there. And this is where I started to kind of go into education mode. Felt bad. I'm still trying to get to the bottom of what he was expecting because I still don't know. But the item was not what I expected. I'll be returning it. However, the experience with the seller was quite pleasurable, and they agreed to the return. mission one accomplished. Got that negative removed within, I don't know, half an hour, and now it's a positive. So that's a great thing. Now we go back to the messaging system. I want to keep the conversation going with David, try to drill down and help him even further if I can. Now here's where things really turn around dramatically, and it becomes a very positive experience suddenly. I thanked him greatly for the revision and moving it from not only removing the negative, which I would have been satisfied right there, but actually creating a positive feedback as well. And this is where I kind of doubled down a little bit. There were two thoughts in my mind. You can see what I did basically is I thanked him for the revision, and I said, hey, if you want to keep this ad, just go ahead and keep it as my gift. I'll be happy to issue a refund. The reason for this was I didn't want the off chance that, now granted it's a $20 ad and that's decent money, I didn't want it to be returned in not the same condition of which it was sent to him. I didn't want to have an opportunity for the paper to get ripped, or he didn't know what he was doing, and then I'm kind of out, and what am I going to do? I'm not going to sell it anyway again, right? So I give them a return. It's a sign of goodwill as well, and it's genuine. You know, I was like, hey, why don't you just keep the thing? And you could see that really changed his tone. He says, thank you so much. Very kind of you. It's been an unexpected pleasure. If I see something you're offering again, I won't hesitate to make a purchase. So that's great. So we've really turned this around from a very upset person to the point where he's ready to buy again from me, which is kind of cool. But here's where I go for the gusto. I already calmed down a guy who was clearly upset with this purchase initially, left me a negative feedback, got him to admit that he just didn't read the description correctly, got him to reverse the negative feedback and give me a positive feedback. All amazing scores. Getting back to the theme of this video, protect yourself, right? And your reputation on eBay. But now I figured, let's get rid of, if we can, let's go for the last piece of this equation, and that is the fact that he opened up a item not as described return on me. Just to reiterate, that is considered like the worst type of return from eBay's perspective, as we alluded to earlier in the video. I figured, hey, I offered him a refund. Maybe we can get this return taken care of. Now, I know, and this is just for everybody's benefit if you guys don't know, when you have a case like this, if you want somebody to reverse a return, you can ask the buyer, would you please consider canceling the return request? And that's what I did. But I did contact eBay just to make sure they had the situation, noted from their perspective. I went through the messaging with the guy at eBay. It was actually spectacular. His name was Hans. If anybody gets Hans on customer service in eBay, you're in good hands. You're in good Hans. But anyway, Hans was great, and he just backed me up and said, absolutely, that's the scenario. Go ahead, ask your buyer if he'd considered canceling out that return. And you could see what I wrote right there. In order to get the refund issued, we need to have that canceled. And that is true because it prompts you to buy a shipping label. And I couldn't get past that, even though you really can get past that. But I wanted to try to get this return off of my store. So let's see what David had to say. And here's what David said, and you can see it was very kind, very positive. I thanked him first because he did go ahead as promised, and he canceled his return request. I received a message from eBay a few minutes later saying that the return request was closed. Needless to say, thrilled, got rid of a return request with an INAD. Even probably better, got rid of a negative feedback, turns it into a positive, and I might have a future customer on my hands now. I don't want to push it, but it looks really good. It looks positive. You can see what he wrote. It was really kind of him. He said, thanks again, and thank you for being so patient. He's just getting used to eBay and how things work, and I understand that. People make mistakes. There's a learning curve with all this stuff. I don't know who you are, which is kind of funny, but you were a delight to work with, not because of the refund, but because of how you helped to resolve the issue. I really appreciated that comment very much. He says he appreciates me for that and looks forward to doing business with me in the future. All right, well, that concludes this story. Hopefully you guys got some benefit from watching it. If you did like it, please take a second, leave a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. That pushes out the video to YouTube. It tells others that the content's being enjoyed and potentially gets it in front of the faces of other viewers and new people. Come on in. If you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, I know it's been a while since I've done a video, but please, I'd be honored to have you on board. Hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.